Here we go. Today you want to learn how to graph using X and Y-Intercepts. The good news is you've done it before. We're just going to talk about it in context with each other. Instead of just looking at lines and just looking at parabolas, we're going to put them together because they have important characteristics that are going to help us do the next stuff, okay? And here's what we have. Suppose we have this kind of a shape. Sure, it has a Y-intercept. Who can tell me what one of the coordinates is of the Y-intercept? 0. Which one? X or Y? Very good. X value is 0. We do not know the Y value. Something that you've learned before, we actually talked about earlier in this class, we maybe don't remember, but in order to find Y-intercepts, you set X equal to 0 and solve. Now we also have X-intercepts. Very good. In this situation, you know that the Y value is 0. And you're trying to find X. So set Y equal to 0 and solve. It's often great to just make a table and plug those values in and solve for the others. Piece of cake, upside down. Are you ready? You haven't seen the movie? You haven't seen Stand and Deliver? Who's not in it? Shout out to Colby. Optional Wednesday. It's tough putting a full day. All right. I have a line right here. I'm going to find the X and Y intercepts. X minus 4y is equal to 8. You did this on a test not too long ago. I want to find the Y-intercept. How do I find the Y-intercept? What do I do? Set X equal to 0. Watch what happens when you plug in 0 for X. Yep. And X and Y is -2. Good. Now I'd like to plug in 0 for Y to find the X-intercept, and I get X is 8. So I'm going to make a graph. 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. I plot -2 for the Y value. I plot 8 for the X value. I draw my line. Finding intercepts is a great way to be able to graph. Too often as students, we're like, well, I just want the teacher to tell me what to do and I'll do it. If I tell you to graph something, you got options. You can put it in slope-intercept form. You could find X, Y intercepts. You can make a table, all sorts of ideas. Here we have a parabola. One way to graph parabolas is to find the X and Y intercepts. I'll make a table. I want to start by finding the Y-intercept. What do I plug in 0 for? If I plug in 0 for X, yeah, I get 0 minus 0 minus 8 is -8. And I plug in 0 for Y, and look what I get. 0 equals X squared minus 2X minus 8. Factor it out, you get 2 answers. There's your parabola. J-gel in fuego, which is Spanish for on fire. Me gusta pizza. All right. We have 4 and -2. So what that means is you don't just have one X-intercept, you have 2. So you have 4, 0, and you have -2, 0. You've got 2 of them. We'll plot those. 4, -2, and it's got a Y value of -8. Sometimes people think that the Y-intercept marks the vertex, or rather the lowest or highest point of the parabola. That's not necessarily the case. So notice how I have that offset a little bit, okay? That was one set. We're going to do 2 more sets, and you'll get your assignment. And your assignment today, you're just going to do the front page. We're going to get rid of the back page. I should say back page is optional. So you decide you want to do it. Go ahead. All right, very good. I definitely do not do extra credit. I definitely do not roll that way. So here we go. X, Y. I want to find which intercept. What do you want to find, Gav? He wants to find the X-intercept, so he's going to plug in 0, 4. And what do you get? Big old 4. Close. Zelly is rolling through here. He says, I'm going to plug in 0 for X, and I get -3 for Y. Don't forget the subtraction sign, bud. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got 4 for the X. I've got -3 for the Y, and graph, and beautiful. X squared minus 4. I'm going to find the X-intercepts. I'm going to find the Y-intercepts. Delaney, what do you want to find? X or Y-intercepts? You want to find the X-intercepts. So if you want to find these, you plug 0 in for Y. When we plug in 0 for Y, we get 0 equals X squared minus 4. Huh. That's different than the last problem. How do we factor that? Just do it. Difference of 2 squares, X plus 2, X minus 2. So what are my solutions? So I'll plot -2 and +2. Hey, I don't have a Y-intercept yet. How do I find the Y-intercept? Plug 0 for X, and you get -4. Last example. What's different about this one? This is in slope-intercept form, isn't it? Y equals mx plus b. You could just, I mean, you know what the Y-intercept is just by looking at it, don't you? What is it? It'd be a -6, actually. Now I want to find the X-intercept. Plug in 0 for Y. JGL plugs in 0 for Y, and he gets 0 equals 2x minus 6. 6 is equal to 2x, so x is 3. One, two, three, four, five, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I started with 2 checkpoints, and I was running over to find teachers and stuff, so we're almost done. Changed the battery on the van last night. Yeah. The car doesn't have heat in it right now. It's getting pretty cold on the way to school, so. Yeah. Yep. Left the lights on. All right. Last one. We take this X, Y. I'm going to do the easy one first. I'm going to find the Y-intercept. So I plug in 0 for X. If you plug in 0 for X, what do you get? You get 0. That means it passes through the origin, doesn't it? But watch what happens when I plug in 0 for Y. I get 0 equals 3x minus x squared. Factor out the x, so you get x times 3 minus x. 0 and 3. Nope. 3 is what you plug in to get 0. 3 minus 3 is 0. 3 minus negative 3 is 6. And the x we took out of it is 0. Now, does this thing go, do you remember, does this go right side up or upside down? Upside down, very good, because we have a negative x squared. And there you got it. And there's your parabola. Good work, yeah, like 10 minutes, 45